On another cold, snowy day in the mountains, across this bridge, which doubles as a road and railroad bridge, to arrive at the ghost town of Thurmond, West Virginia. Thurmond is a town that was based along a main rail line and was used as a coaling station, and there were several mines up in the hills around here. As diesel locomotives proliferated the rail industry, it became less relevant and slowly died. Off in the distance, to our southwest, we can see the buildings. And this is the old Thurmond train station. There are historical boards here, old signals, and an Amtrak train comes through from time to time. Pretty neat looking. This is the post office at Thurmond. All red signals facing to the northeast. Hopefully. Got ourselves a freight train coming. I think I hear something. Now we're into the actual town of Thurmond. There's the main line switch to take you up the hill to the right there. A few old houses. Several older buildings. The New River Banking and Trust Company would have been the bank in the town. A lot of places like this would have been the company store and company bank. So there would have been, proper care of your financials. Don't worry, leave it to the company for everything. Some neat old signs. Or not old signs, but neat signs displaying the history inside this middle building. There's cameras on all the buildings too. I think we got a train waiting on a signal right here, so we'll see if he gets it or not. A little down the tracks from the banking buildings, we got the old coaling tower. This is where they would have filled the steam locomotives up with coal, much like the one we visited a couple weeks ago. Except for this one is a little older, and it's built by Fairbanks and Morse. They're a pretty famous scale and coaling company from back in the day. Sounds like they're throttling out the locomotives down there. Just checking everything out. Still a few houses here in Thurmond. Not sure how many people actually live in them. A lot of them have shuttered over windows and are in pretty poor shape. Very popular spot to visit. Pit underneath would have had a conveyor to bring all the coal that missed the tenders up to the top. The Thurmond Town Hall is right here. Being the town manager of such a metropolis must be a hard job. Like a lot of the houses here, these ones are all boarded up. There's one a little higher up that looks like it might be used as an actual house these days. Most of these are pretty simple dwellings, I'd say, on a pretty tight budget, probably company housing, rented out to employees of the railroad. There's our coaling tower right up there. This red house you can see starting about now, looks like it's going under some sort of restoration. Gentleman in there most of the day doing electrical work. Everything else is all shuttered up though. You can tell there's been plenty of people coming down here just to vandalize stuff, which is a shame. See that freight train's about to take off. This red house, which I just had labeled as undergoing a restoration, is undergoing a restoration. for the eventuality of it being rented as an Airbnb. Switch heaters are on, so that way the switches don't freeze up. You can hear the propane tanks 1 and 2 right there for those coming out of them. Never seen that before, but it makes good sense. See the other houses up there on the hill. Another nice angle of that coaling tower. The valley here is pretty steep. With this snow, it's quite an interesting place. Now I'm out in front of the National Bank of Thurmond. We got a little infographic there that says National Bank of Thurmond failed in 1931 in the Great Depression. And the other bank at the other end of town here remained a bank but moved to a nearby town. At one point there were over 40 businesses in Thurmond, according to the Historical Society's posters. And it's pretty easy to see how that could be, as there's foundations all the way from here to the town offices down there, and foundations going all the way up the hill. There would have been many more homes for the coal miners and the railroad employees too, up on the hills. Most of those are now gone. That train, we're gonna mark the end of our visit to the ghost town of Thurmond, West Virginia. Thank you for joining us. It's been a great adventure.